If you are anything like me and are just tired of saying, yeah, well, I told you so. Yeah, you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you hanging out. And let's dive right into this, the shenanigans and utter BS that is brought to us by Senator Mike Lee of Utah, putting into the Senate version of the bigger, better, bolder, whatever bill, slapping millions of acres of your land, my land, into the Senate version of the bill. You see, when I said that I told you so, we were celebrating, high-fiving. It didn't get through the House version, and yeah, it got pulled out of the House version. That's the power of the people. That's right. We call the senators, we call the representatives, we call our governors, we call the PTA, we call everybody. Yes, it works. Got it taken out. Told you, we weren't out of the woods yet. And now Senator Mike Lee is thinking that this is going to help our fiscal house in selling off millions of acres of your land and my land. This slappy is on social media today defending it by saying, no, you have it wrong. This is it doesn't have any of this land or this land on it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's 1 acre, dude. Don't care if it's 1 acre. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you exactly what this covers. Okay, so we're going to get into this here and right here. All right, so we're going to show you. Okay, this is, you see the green and the yellow there. You can see off to the side, yellow is the gold is BLM, and then there's U.S. Forest Service land, and that is in green. And by the way, this is very slow to load, so I'm going to probably take it back to this version so you can really see, and we'll get the southwestern United States really filled in there in a minute, because most of Nevada is up for sale, good part of Southern California, and here we are. Let me see if I can just refresh this bad boy here and see what we can get this thing to populate a little better. There we go. There it is in all of its glory, folks. There it is. Oh my goodness sakes. There you go. That is the land that is going to be for sale. That's your land. That's our land. That's not this. That's not for Congress to sell. That isn't. So let's kind of get in here. I mean, look at Nevada. Nevada's basically gone. I mean, it's just gone. You just sell the whole damn place. Look at Phoenix. Let's go home right here. Let's jump in here to Phoenix. Look at that. All up for grabs. Yeah, all up for grabs. This is going to be sold off. You know, BlackRock and Vanguard are going to jump all over this. Look at that. That is what this is what Mike Lee is proposing that we sell off as part of the reconciliation budget. Let me tell you this, Slappy. I'm talking to you, Senator Lee. You have $36 trillion in debt. $36 trillion. If you think this is going to help your problem, and it is a spending problem in Washington, D.C., you think selling off public lands and stabbing all of us outdoors, men and women, in the back is going to help your cause or help this spending problem that you have? I will remind you how much $36 trillion is. I don't care if BlackRock and Vanguard have already promised you $36 trillion. You know what was happening 36 trillion hours ago? The earth was being formed. Look, it isn't a sell my land, sell your land problem. Yeah, let me make you a deal, Senator Mike Lee. Let me make you a deal. Let us make you a deal. You find a way to get $30 trillion of that debt handled, get a balanced budget, and if that last $6 trillion is just a sticking point, it's like, oh man, we just can't do it. You can come to the table at that point. We might be able to help you out. But until then, being very clear, it's my land. It's our land. It's we the people's land. It's not yours to fix your fiscal irresponsibility. Till then, kick rocks. Step off my soapbox now. A little fired up about that. Yeah. So anyway, if you guys want to see this again, it's absolutely blinding. I mean, look at this. This is all the land that's going to be up for sale, guys. This is all of it. All of this is going to be up for sale. Look at this. Nevada's gone. Nevada's gone. Utah's toast. I mean, there will be no outdoor recreation. This is absurdity. This is absolute absurdity. I just can't. I can't. I just really can't. No. And what about the wildlife? They don't care. They want the money. Lynn, they literally want the money. Sorry, guys. We'll get the comments on here. Yeah. Are they selling public land to foreign entities? Asking for a friend? Hell yeah, they will. How about we do this? How about we take Vanguard and BlackRock and fine the hell out of them for antitrust violations, monopoly violations, and then we see how much of that of the debt it takes. Oh man, it's got me so fired up. And it's Mike Lee. I dug Mike Lee. I thought Mike Lee was a pretty solid dude until he pulls this crap. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Blowing me away. What is this? My in-laws' retirement home in Southwest Wyoming purchased because it's surrounded by BLM land. Now it's going to be up for sale. Yep. Hell yeah. Sell it all. You. Get the cartoon version of that. There will be gnashing of teeth. I'll tell you something, Senator Mike Lee. Let me be clear in this too. We the people, us outdoors men and women, and that's just not hunters and anglers. We're talking about those that hike, those that bike, those that trail run, those that trail ride, those OHV folks, the boaters, everybody that celebrates public lands, that recreates on public lands. We have a lot of money. We do. Collectively, we got some cash. We will primary the hell out of you, and this will be your last term as a senator. Period. Just get rid of it. That's all you have to do. Sell off of land. You nerds. And by the way, where the hell is Don Jr. on all this? Don Jr. is an outdoorsman. He's a sportsman. How in the hell is he letting any of this fly? Pops, get in there and get in the game. Take this off the table. Let them know it's a non-starter. You'll veto it. Oh, yeah. All right. What about the wildlife? I tell you this. Yeah. And let's see here. Have you heard about and I'm sorry, there you are. I apologize. There you now we're up here. Have you heard about the dormant volcanoes in Arizona, Flagstaff, and Rye? Are they really puffing smoke? I love me a good volcano. Let's check it out. I did not know about that. I'm gonna check that out, Rusty. Thanks for citing us in there. I'm gonna write that down right now. AZ volcanoes. Oh man, I didn't even know. Oh boy. It's so funny how we, like, Yellowstone is a giant volcano. We have no idea. We seriously have no idea where the volcanoes are in our country. Like, we're not taught that. Like, it's not something that they're in Arizona. Shut up. No. Yeah. Apparently. All right. Teddy Roosevelt must be spinning in his grave. Teddy Roosevelt will come back from the dead. We'll get, something, Colossal Biosciences. Remember we're talking about them that are bringing back the dodo bird and the woolly mammoth and all that? Yeah, we're going to bring back Teddy Roosevelt. Just so we can go to Mike Lee and slap him in the beak. Oh, I tell you. People on Facebook are, oh, really? Okay, I'll check out the book, buddy. Appreciate it, Rusty. Let me see if I read that right, because some are popping up on the screen and some are popping up on my notes. All right, people on Facebook posting pictures of the smoke. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Yes. All right, I'll ask my peeps at Game and Fish what the hell's going on there, because if it has anything to do with our state's land, they know damn well what's happening. Yeah, if it goes, if Yellowstone goes, we're toast. We're toast. Literally we're done. If Yellowstone super volcano blows up, and maybe that's it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's it. Maybe this year's just saying, okay, you nerds, you had a good shot at it. Especially these guys in the United States that were protecting my lands. They were taking care of my lands. They were doing really good by me. And now they sold it all off to the evil empires and BlackRock and all that. And now it's just cities and 15-minute cities here and there. I'm just going to blow this thing up. Earth's done it before. Earth will do it again. Yeah. Anyway, but I will stay off my my soapbox there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got it. It's the new land grab. Let's have some fun. I am having some issues. My pup date. I am having a ton of issues with Boone. Boone is, and it's just the separation anxieties, and I'm working and working and working and working, and it doesn't seem like a lot is working. So, and juggling kids and a relationship and all that is just, it's absolutely, it's probably the most frustrating, anxiety-inducing situation I've ever been. And so it's getting rough. But stories like this kind of help out, because I know that I know that I am not I'm not alone in the trials and tribulations of pet ownership. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We always have the Turons of Yellowstone. You know, we're just talking about Yellowstone. The idiots, the tourists that are just complete morons, the Turons of Yellowstone, don't want to pet the fluffy cows. How about when your dog is in your car and it sees a wolf, and quickly your dog, before you can even react, is no longer in your car and chasing said wolf? Thank God, that it was a yearling wolf. But here we go. Let's see if we can share the screen on this one, because it is absolutely dicey. Okay, here we go. I got this going here. Here we go. Share it up. Yep, here we are, guys. That is the German Shepherd that is decided he wanted to get out and have a little doggy standoff with something that could really kick its butt. So, which I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get the JCPenney sale. That's always fun. Okay, so look at this. So this is the situation. What we're looking at right here. We're looking at this situation. The gal. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I've had long hair, but I don't know if that's a guy or girl. The person in front of the Cruise America deal, it's not that person's dog. That person is getting out to try to get the German Shepherd away from the wolf. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Who in the heck is deciding to call me right now? Sorry. So that's good to know. So the Jeep is where the dog got out of. The Jeep offset to the right. Okay, let's keep cruising along here. He's trying this guy's now the person that's again, not even the owner, is trying to subdue the German Shepherd. This is absolutely wild. So we're gonna keep going on this, because it just gets to a standoff right here, and the dogs apparently just snarled at each other. And then until the owner came and finally got his dog under control. And here's what that looked like. Wait, where we go? Come on, get to it. All these after. Here you go. You get your back in this car. Get your back. You know exactly. Y'all have been there. Dog owners have been there. Dog owners have been there. You know exactly what that guy's saying right now. Okay. So here's why this story is quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen there so it stop being all glitchy like that. The man is facing serious fines. The fines are stacking up because it is his responsibility. It is the pet owner's responsibility to take care of the dog. If you have a pet at Yellowstone, it has to be in a kennel in the back of your truck, or it has to be locked and secured in your car. But he said that and by the way, the owner, so Florida guy, he's big in conservation. He receives awards for conservation. The guy is like, this guy's completely mortified, but it doesn't stop his fines from coming from the National Parks Division. So here's what he said. The claim is that he did not roll up his window when he saw the wolf. So he basically let his dog peek out the window so he could take a look at the wolf. Oh, the wolf, he said, look at the little doggy. You want to go make a friend? Kind of that deal. This guy just bought the Jeep, and I don't know, because my truck's 15 years old. I don't know this is a thing, but apparently this Jeep is equipped with a safety feature that if the window is rolled up, if you're rolling up the window and it feels pressure, it automatically rolls all the way back down. It doesn't just stop. it rolls all the way back down. So what the owner did was see the wolf roll up his window, start rolling up the window. Fido jumped on the window to like, whoa, what the hell? Or maybe just put his chin on it or whatever. Thing went all the way down. It was like, okay, welcome, puppy. Come on out. Come on out and have some fun. Go meet a new friend. Go meet a new friend. Or he saw it as a threat and he's like, I'm going to kick this dog's tail. Yeah. This guy, again, receiving awards in Florida for his conservation efforts and for his environmental stewardship. Trip of a lifetime to Yellowstone. So excited. He drove there with his dog, out watching wildlife, and this happens. And instead of the park services being cool and just say, all right, buddy, see you, Chris. Appreciate you stopping by saying hi, buddy. Instead of the park service just saying, hey, dude, we get it, man. Accidents happen. No harm, no foul. You know, I mean, yeah, yes. There should be a lesson. And maybe you do a little PSA for us on social media. Like, hey, my dog got out and this is what happened. And this is why it was so dangerous. And this is why it hurts wildlife. And this is why you really probably shouldn't bring your pets to Yellowstone. You know, something like that. Hey, buddy, time served. Great job. High five. Maybe give you a $50 fine. And let's just call it good. Nope. The guy had to lawyer up. He's like, he goes, these fines are stacking up on me. I have to get a lawyer now. And they haven't released the guy's name, and he's begging them not to release his name because he's like, A, we haven't gone to court yet. It shouldn't be public record. B, what the hell? I'm getting threats. I will get threats. Oh. Dogs should have the vehicles so they can't jump out. It should be tethered. Yeah, not teachers, Jim, but we know what you're saying. What's up, Jim? Yeah, they should have tethers. Boone doesn't have a tether. Then again, maybe right now at this point in my life with Boone, maybe I want Boone to go chase a wolf and see what happens. I kid. And I'm really concerned about that. Like, I do not have the windows in the back are half open. See, I'm an optimistic guy, not half closed. They're half open. Because I think for some reason that's enough right for Boone to stand on the seat and he's got his basically just this much out, right? And I think, yeah, okay, that's kind of safe. And I'm always watching in the rear view, seeing what he's doing. If he's trying to get out, he's never tried to get out. But I'm still so damn nervous about it because his predecessors were such morons. They would jump out in a heartbeat. You give them an open window, they're going first stoplight you're at, they're out, gone. I want to go play. Where are the birds? Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely the two runs turned into a. But here's the deal, though. Guess what they found? Speaking of wolves, Colorado sightings, multiple wolf pups. If I had the Jeff Goldblum line from Jurassic Park, the scene pulled up, I should have thought of that, but I just popped into my head right now. Life finds a way. If they thought that these dozen wolves that they released into the wild in Colorado weren't going to eat a bunch of cattle, which they have, start to decimate the elk and deer population, which they're going to, you think that they weren't going to get it on and make some wolf puppies? I'm telling you that this was everybody told you. We get an update. We go to a board meeting once a month and we get an update from Game and Fish on these kind of topics. And the reason why we get an update on this topic is A, it's one of our border states. So it's only a matter of time before wolves migrate down here when it gets freaking cold up there. And then starts to eat up our elk and our deer and cattle. It's only a matter of time. Colorado going to do what Colorado's going to do. And obviously now the population of wolves is going to, I mean, you understand each litter is what? It's like a dog. It is a dog. Like 6 to 8, 10 puppies. And here they go. No natural predators. No big arse mommy and daddy to protect them. The population is going to boom. Yeah. Yeah. Wyoming had to issue wolf licenses. That's right. Colorado's going to do the same thing. Problem is they won't. Because the Colorado Commission is just like the Washington Commission. They're a bunch of anti-hunters. So that's all right. Well, whatever. Yeah. Did you know that California has banned big cat hunting, like mountain lion hunting? They have mountain lions, but you can't hunt them. They ban that because they're kitties. You can't shoot a kitty. One of the very best meats you're ever going to eat in your life is mountain lion. But I did just put a smackdown on some pork country ribs last night. Woo! Did I ever? More food available, bigger litters. You darn right, Jim. They're healthy as hell, taken care of, managed. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, because so California had HSUS come along and knock on the doors and I want you to sign my petition. Do you know that people can kill little kitties in this name? Yeah, just that kind of thing. Gone. Yeah, see? And this guy knows. Tequila Jim knows. Tequila Jim's a farmer. He knows well, former farmer. Yeah. I almost did it. I almost pulled trigger on that one. I'm going to keep that a head thought. But yeah, 10 pounds of meat a day. That's a living right there. That's LIVIN, living. I only eat 10 pounds of meat a day. Let's go. Yes. So anyway, the California mountain lion ban. So they were like, yes, the voters have spoken, and yes, we have banned mountain lion hunting. Take that, you evil animal killing hunters, you. Guess what? Guess what? They still hunt mountain lion in California. The California Game and Fish Department of Conservation, whatever the hell they call it, they give tags to the feds. They give them to the BLM guys. They're like, yeah, you guys want to go hunt a mountain lion? Go for it. Yeah, go cull the population for us. Not hunting them. We have government, federal agents here taking care of our overpopulation problem. Swear to you. They've killed hundreds of cats since they're banned. They're banned. It's just a fraud. All right, so Tequila Jim says that's 15 to 20 elk a year per wolf. What could possibly go wrong? So much so that states, even like ours, have a fund. I don't know if you know this. They have a fund that will pay out ranchers for these types of instances where the little wolfies get in there and then eat one of their big cow. Mm-hmm. If we have that, then why are we reintroducing? Never mind. Oh, government coal hunters don't enjoy it. That's right. You know, yeah, they probably don't enjoy it anyway. It's totally not fun. Yeah, not fun at all. And then having a freezer full of delicious meat. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Having a hide for the wall. And no, they don't enjoy that at all. So totally okay. I think, I don't even think research needs to be done on that. And congratulations to one of your boys there, Tequila Jim. Got drawn for deer. All right. Maybe Uncle Fishing going now. We'll see. All right. Anyway, that is this is good news. Anyway, what am I doing here? Oh, so it was just kind of moving through here. The Colorado Conservation, their commission is just as flaming liberal anti-hunters you can get, only rivaled by or beat by Washington State's. Washington State is speaking of mountain lions, there was a mountain lion attack with a girl at a Girl Scout summer camp. I believe she was 14 years old. Tore to pieces and lived. She lived. The commission immediately sprung into action to protect the mountain lion. Okay. And if you go, and I didn't believe this, so my buddy Scott moved to Washington. His wife made him do it. But he moved to Washington State, and I said, and he was with the Game and Fish Department here, and he was one of the branch chiefs. And I said, so obviously you're going to go up there and work for the department. He goes, oh, hell no. God, no. No way. He goes, that commission is completely comprised of, I think there might be one hunter on there, one outdoorsman, one sportsman on there. And I think they have like 7 or 9. They have a lot. And one, maybe 2 has ever hunted in their life. So they're all anti-hunters. And if you watch the conservation efforts in Washington, the conservation efforts in Colorado, they pretty much align with just stupidity, as they feel that the North American model of wildlife conservation is just, just 100-year success story. That's it. No, it's a fluke. Using sportsmen and women to cull healthy populations of it's terrible. Yeah. All right, thanks, Lynn. Appreciate you, buddy. And yeah. But I looked on the bios of each one of these slappies, and it was unbelievable. I think there was one that mentioned hunting or fishing. One that came from a hunting family. That doesn't mean squat. I mean anything. Yeah, speaking of that, how about these slappies? Let's get into this here, because of course I don't have my my glasses on. Here we go. Let's go to Louisiana. Former director of Louisiana Fish and Wildlife Agency. That's Game and Fish, like we are here. But like I said, each state has a different name. Indicted on federal corruption charges, former Louisiana Department of Wildlife Conservation Secretary Jack Montpusset, I don't speak French, was indicted for his alleged role in a kickback scheme involving a wildlife commissioner and a contractor who ran the state's online hunter headquarters. You can't trust anybody anymore. Everybody's on the damn take. Oh, man. So, the contractor ran the Jack, who served as secretary of the department 2017-2023, was indicted on May 21st on the count of conspiracy to commit bribery and wire fraud, 3 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. He pled not guilty to all 5 charges. Go figure. This is, again, it reminds me of the bozos that are in Washington and the bozos that are in Colorado. Like, just, you can't, we're spoiled here with a pro-hunting commission, a pro-hunting and angling director of Game and Fish, deputy director of Game and Fish, and we are spoiled. We actually have some honest, ethical people here. They might not agree with you, and you might not agree with them 100% of the time, but you know what? They're damn good people. I know them all. They're fantastic individuals. They're kind. They're educated. They're on the ball. Yeah. So when there's, it says Rhonda, let's see here. All right. So when there's an uncontrollable population of deer and they die due to lack of food, then what? Looking at you, Colorado and Washington, right? True. Yeah. Chronic wasting disease. It's amazing. I'll use because this is the first time I looked into it was Missouri. And at the beginning of every hunting season, it's estimated, deer hunting season, it's estimated there's around 900,000 deer in the state. Crazy, right? What's even crazier is when they go through the deer season, 300,000 of them are culled. Around 600, 620,000 remain after each season. You know what happens next October? There's about 900,000 in there. That's how fast these things can breed. That's how fast their populations grow. So when you don't allow sportsmen to do their sportsman's thing, and by the way, in the Midwest states have things for Hunters for the Hungry. It's fantastic. If you just want to go to Walmart and just get a stack of deer tags, go get a stack of deer tags. Have your hunting fill, and then call Hunters for the Hungry, and they come along and get all the meat and all the hides and everything, and they put them to good use for people that need it. Those in need in the Midwest eating good. Yeah, venison. Hell yeah. Let's see here. We have chicken or venison. Venison, please. I will take the venison. Wyoming studying chronic. Most states are. Most states, chronic waste disease is a big thing, Rhonda. Most states are really worried about it, and they should. But then you're going to get the departments that, again, don't like hunters and anglers. So they will say that, for the first time, it has jumped from animal to human. And then you never hear about it. You get a headline, some leak to a overzealous reporter that wants to jump all over and be the first to crack the story that chronic wasting disease is now in humans. And no. It's just like thinking it jumped from a bat. How crazy is that? It's a wet market in Kentucky. Yeah, so anyway, you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna hear a lot about that. Let's chat about this because I think it's interesting to me. I have 3 suppressors or silencers, whichever you want to call it. I believe the patent does say silencer. And just so you understand, a silencer is the same as a car muffler. It's the same design. It was drawn up by the same dude. Okay? You've heard cars without mufflers or broken mufflers. Very loud. Cars with mufflers, not so much. Yeah. Still loud. My truck is she's a loud girl. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the silencer debate. We're not getting into the whole, nonsensical. If a bad guy has a silencer, you're not going to be able to hear where the gunfire is coming from. Yeah, you are. If you're in a room and somebody pops a balloon, do you hear it? Yeah, about the same decibel level. Okay, so it does make a pop, right? So you're going to hear that. Here's what is being proposed by finally in DC. They might get something right. And no, I would gladly keep everything the same way with suppressors and not change a thing and keep my public lands. So don't swap one for the other. But I do give the peeps some credit for coming up with this one because I think it's important. I forgot about the selfie Instagram filter. The House passed a bill that would deregulate suppressors and eliminate the $200 tax stamp. Okay, insiders are hopeful this will render Form 4 application obsolete. But even if it fails, odds are good that the tax stamp could shrink to just $5. Here's what happens. Back in the old days, and I'm talking about, we're going to take that guy out. See? Yeah, with the Tommy guns and all that. That was my mobster voice. Back in those old days, suppressors, silencers, machine guns, Tommy guns were all considered super, super dangerous because they're being used by the bad guys. So what the government in their infinite wisdom did, because, you shall not be infringed. So can't take those pesky machine guns away from you. They decided to put a tax stamp on full autos and Tequila Jim is still around. If I'm getting this wrong, help me out. I believe so. This is full autos with machine guns and silencers. Okay. And they charged, I believe it was $214 or $217. That was the tax stamp that you had to do. And you had to get big boy approval for this, not just fill out a background check. You had to get government permission to have this. So they would do their own version back in the old days. Want to see if you're a good guy, see? Want to see if you're not breaking the laws, see? Yeah, I'll stop. Anyway, so that would stop people at $217 for an extra tax. That would stop people from buying these things because the government was just as dumb back then as they are now. Government passed that. So it was a pain in the assets to get in, very expensive to get a full auto firearm, and it was very expensive to get a silencer. Okay. Years and years and years and years, decades later, the government somehow forgot to up with the did not index the tax stamp with inflation. So it's still $214, $217, whatever it is. So it's still around $200. But back in those days, you might think $200 isn't a lot of money. Remember, it wasn't taxed to it wasn't indexed to inflation. So back in those days, that was about $3,800 in today's money. Maybe today's money probably a little over $4,000. Yeah. So if you wanted to buy a silencer for, back in those days, it was probably, $10, which is like $200 or $300 now. You had to spend in a tax stamp almost $4,000. That's one damn huge hindrance to buying those things. Okay. But they never changed it. And it's still around $200. So now that this is happening, I'm getting a little ticked off. Because I know I'm not going to get a $600 and something refund for my 3 silencers. I'm not going to get a refund on my tax stamp. Though that would be rad. Talk about talk about if I got a $600, let's say the government gets me my tax stamp money back in the form of a firearm store gift card. Now we're talking. You want stimulus checks? Didn't tell you about some stimulus checks right there. I would be stimulating some economy. So anyway, so when I bought mine, this around, you say hindrance, I say infringement. I do agree with that. We the people have gotten used to a lot of infringements on the Second Amendment. Exactly. Anyway, they're trying to eliminate this with this kind of stuff because I should be able to go to Walmart and buy a silencer. It should be easy. It should be the way it is. But, and especially for me, and shooting suppressed is important to me because I have a cracked skull. I have an injury that it constitutes me having to shoot suppressed. Anyway, when I applied for mine, it was the biggest pain in the ass you have ever heard. Let me explain the process to you. First, you have to form a firearm trust. If you guys think I'm kidding, you guys please don't think I'm not embellishing at all. You have to start a firearm trust. And then you have to submit not only a background check, you have to submit fingerprints. Fingerprints. This is the process. Then you have to go pay for your tax stamp. You got to buy a tax stamp. So I bought 3 tax stamps. And now what? Well, Mike, you wait. Okay, but hold on a second. I had to buy my silencers first. I had to buy them. I bought them. So I can't have them? No, not until you get the green light, bud. Where are you going to keep it? Why did I buy this thing? Well, you buy them, and then we keep them in the vault. And then when you're when you get the green light, then you can come back and get them. I swear to you, this is true. So mine did it during COVID. So it took 16 months. 16 months. Talk about a waiting period. Christ almighty, California, stop complaining. It was 16 months. So much so that Rob and I were at a Sig Sauer event at Ben Avery, and I asked, they had Silencer Co. They're one of the companies I bought my silencers from. And I said, dude, what is the deal? Why am I still waiting? And he laughed. He goes, you're not going to be happy right now. He's like, you're going to be pretty pissed off right now. I said, why? He said, well, they changed the system about a month ago back to its normal stuff instead of the paper stuff that they did during COVID. And so he said, there are people that will buy a silencer from me today at this event, and they'll get theirs before you. I was hopping, man. Now we're talking about maybe 2 weeks, not 14 months. Ugh. But now I'm going to be, no, it's going to make me that guy. And I know Tequila Jim's going to be that guy. Good Lord. We're going to be those guys. Yeah, back in my day, we had to spend $200 for each one of those just for the government to look at us and say, okay, you can practice your Second Amendment right back in my day. You whippersnappers don't have to pay any of that. You don't even have to get fingerprints. Yeah. Absolutely terrible. I was told there's a gun show loophole that means I don't have to submit it all the red tape. BS. No. If people are selling out of their trunk at a gun shop at a gun show, they're gone quickly. There's no gun show that wants that kind of press and wants to be shut down. Not one. Not one. And if say a guy going around, he's like, oh, I want to buy this gun. I want to buy this gun. They do the background check at the gun show. No gun store owner is going to lose their FFL, lose their license, their federal firearms license, because you want to do a little, do some under the table. Those aren't the type of people that are paying for booth space at a gun show and displaying their wares and standing there for 3 or 4 straight days in complete boredom to go do a back alley deal. The loophole, and I know Rondo, but I'm just for the rest of the class. It's just a bunch of nonsense. But technically, I can knock on my neighbor's door right now and say, hey, listen, I need a firearm. Do you have one? I'd like to buy it from you. We can legally do that. If you want to call that gun show loophole it is. I go to every yard sale. And if they're selling a firearm out of their garage and it now becomes a gun show, then there's your gun show loophole. But yes. Yeah. I knew that you knew. I'm sorry, Ron. I said that. I hope I told you I knew before you got that typed out. Yeah, it's true. God, can you believe it? The funny thing is too about firearms, and we'll get the hell up out of here. But the thing about firearms that really gets me about firearm purchases is if you say, universal background checks. It sounds always fun. Universal background checks. If you line up 10 people and ask them what universal background checks are, you're going to get 10 different answers. And no, I'm sorry, you get probably 5 different answers and 5 of the same answer, which is I have no idea. I have no clue. So yeah, I don't buy into that. I universal background checks. I love that. Oh, mental health needs, brother. Well, who gets to say what's mentally healthy? I have scorching anxiety. Does that mean I can't have a firearm? I'm not mentally fit. Come on. I'm totally goofy on the radio. I think that in my days in media, I probably said at least 2-3 dozen things that would, in some congressional minds, would disqualify me for owning a firearm. True story. Yeah, but shall not be infringed is very, very important about that. So let's see if we can wrap up with something I thought was mildly entertaining. Hold on a second here. No, I don't care about the guy somebody keeps trying to get me to talk about the guy that was mauled by a bear and survived for 3 days. I'm like, dude, that's a story from 1949. It's literally a story from 1949. I'm like, I can't, I really don't. Back in the old timey days. Holy cow, where's the story that I wanted to talk about? Yes. Okay, that's the Louisiana guy. That's the wolf guy. And there we go. All right. This is I don't know how this works because I don't know Instagram. I don't know. Oh, it is Instagram. Okay, I thought it was a Snapchat. Okay, there is a new selfie control Instagram filter that gives Toolrons an idiot-proof way to keep their distance from wild animals. Here. Death by selfie doesn't need to happen, but at the same time, I think it's Darwinism. The Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board just released a new open-source photo filter for smartphones called Selfie Control. The aptly named photo filter, which can be found on Instagram, was designed to help people maintain safe distances when viewing and photographing wildlife. The parks also are also hotspots for inexperienced wildlife photographers. Usually don't understand the importance of giving wild animals their space. This makes the Jackson Hole area a prime location for testing the photo filter, especially as crowds flock there during the summer months. Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck with that. I'm going to look it up. I wouldn't even know how to use a filter on Instagram, but I got to find this thing. And then maybe I'll tap Boone in the background and see if I'm at a safe distance from a really dopey dog with separation anxiety. And if you ask Boone, not 2 inches is too much, it's too far away. 2 feet is way too far away. If you think about going 2 yards away from me, Dad, we're having issues. Yes. But my garage test this morning with the pup date, I got up to 5 minutes before he started to try to open the door. Yeah, you guys, you might laugh. I'm deadly serious. Like, that's a success story. It's a true success story. F with wild, the perfect representation. Yeah, exactly. Just that's the way you do it. If there is a wild animal in the picture and you are in the picture, the filter should just shut it down. Go black. Shut the camera down completely. I think that's the play right there. Just shut it all down. Oh man. So there's a loophole. Let's see here. Have you seen the AI Bigfoot? Dude, so much fun. Bro. I can't. There's like several now. I mean, somebody caught on. Somebody on InVideo was like, dude, we can do a lot of these, and they're making dough on them. Yeah. They're so funny. They're so damn funny. And it's well written, it's well voiced. It's an AI is just next level. So yes. My first AI video I hope to have up by tomorrow. It'll be basic, guys, so keep the bar set low, and then Daddy's gonna just take off from there. I just got 2 bucks telling dad jokes in a cabin drinking beer. We're gonna try it. I think it's gonna be funny. Yeah. And if you haven't checked it out, 2 of the 4 videos are up. My interview with Commissioner Guggenauer on why the hell we got rid of auction tags. Because the last auction, the reason why I did that again is the last auction tag has been auctioned off, and we will have no more. We have commissioner's tags. They just can't auction them off anymore. So the auction tags that were getting $500, $600, $700,000 of money that goes directly to on-the-ground efforts for conservation here in the state of Arizona. What's next? Yeah, so check that out. So 2 of the 4 videos are up. Check those out. Take a look. They're on the gram and they're on the YouTubes and the Facebook. Guys, thanks for hanging out. This is what we're gonna do. I have some really good ones too. You know, some solid. And no, they're cheesy. Run. Let me tell you. My first go at it, I picked the cheesiest ones, the low hanging fruit, instead of the long form jokes, which I'm going to hopefully evolve to. But yeah, just got the cheesy ones. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to tell you what. Okay, I'm not going to. I was going to. But there's only 3 of them in there, so it's quick and easy. All right, let me get out of here. Just so we're very clear, scheduling note, we're going to do Wednesday has no show. Then we have Ion again on Thursday, and then FAFO Friday on the Go Show for Friday. So that is how we do it each day starting at noon. You guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for hanging out on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you guys.